Hello and welcome to episode 6 of the Load Down podcast. With the first announcement just 1 week away, we look at the top 10 most surprising announcements Download Festival have made with a little help from the Download family. Will we get some big shocks next week? We'll find out soon enough.
This is the Load Down podcast.
Hello.
Hi mate, how are we doing?
How are you?
We've both been a bit ill, haven't we? So
We have, yeah. Don't know what the hell's going on.
school virus, isn't that still kicking about?
Yeah.
Johnny's on antibiotics and I'm needing a good night's rest. But
Man, we sound like we're on Loose Women or
oh,
something.
God, yeah, that's pissing me on. We won't keep doing that anyway, but we're very excited this week because it is only 7 days. It's 8 when we're recording, but 7 days by the time this releases that until we'll be getting our very first Download Festival announcement for 2025. I had to
Yeah,
check
it's
the years
good.
then in my own head.
Yeah.
This is because they keep doing the Download 22, 25. What, no idea where I am.
Yep.
Struggle
Yeah,
at
it's
the best
exciting,
of
isn't it? 1 week to go. Lots of stuff coming out in the news and announcements of bands that are touring and stuff, and we'll cover them later.
Yeah.
But, God, it's like making me change my mind every day.
It is,
I think
yeah.
who's going to be playing.
We'll cover it a bit later, but I had a list of bands that I thought were pretty likely that have then just announced things that totally rule them out. So a little bit disappointed in some bits, but makes next week even more of a mystery, to be honest.
Yeah, it does. Really does.
So I think that links into what we're going to have as a bit of a feature today. And what I was thinking the other week was, what announcements have we had through Download that have made us go, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Basically.
Yeah.
Because you know what you're getting a lot of the time with Download, don't you? You get your Iron Maidens every 3, 4, 5 years. You
Yeah.
get your Slipknots. But then sometimes an announcement will come along that just makes no sense or just totally comes out of the left field.
And sometimes actually makes perfect sense when you're in and amongst it.
Yeah.
Because it is amazing, some of them, isn't it? So, yeah.
Some of them are the best bands you see.
Yeah.
Because it's that different.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want them to go too different
No.
because I don't want it to become a festival genre or a totally different thing that I don't like.
Like a
But-
gimmick festival.
Yeah, but the odd curveball thrown in there,
Yeah,
here and
it's-
there, just makes it.
We spoke about it a few weeks ago, some of the things that we've seen across Sonisphere, and we spoke about Beatles tributes and
Yeah,
ABBA tributes.
Bjorn again and-
Bjorn again and all that type of stuff.
I read that was actually Lars Ulrich's request. That he
Really?
wanted an ABBA tribute. He wanted Bjorn again. Apparently, he'd seen him and thought
That's
they'd
a
be
rider
great.
and a half, isn't
Yeah.
it? I'll only play if we've got an ABBA tribute supporting us on the bill.
Do what you want if you're Lars Ulrich.
Yeah, you
apart
can.
from play drums.
I was listening to a really good podcast the other day with Cam, the organizer, and the two promoters. One pod that was amazing, and they were talking about riders on there, so it's well worth a listen.
Oh, the two promoters, one pod is
Yeah,
it's the gold
they were
standard.
talking about the Metallica riders, and that they had their own. A lot of the bands have their own areas backstage at Download,
Yeah.
and they'll have their own trailers or whatever. But for Metallica, when they came, I think they had a guest list of 100. I might be mixing that up with Iron Maiden actually, but they were very similar. But yeah, some of the riders that they were talking about on there were brilliant.
Well, Vicky Hungerford from Bloodstock, she was on it was Two Promoters One Pod before it became Two Promoters One Pod. It was called the Damnation
Damnation,
podcast.
yeah.
And she was talking through some of the riders, but she said she went to see Drake at Manchester Arena
Yeah.
and had a bit of a backstage tour. And she said he had this one room was set up like a full bar. Said it was absolutely unbelievable, like every little detail done. And then he said there was just one guy stood in there, and as she opened the door, he said, nobody ever comes in here. So you just fucking waste all
What's the
that money for that. And Vicky said the same about Bloodstock on that pod, that she sets up things all the time that nobody uses.
Yeah.
She said herself and her husband often go in and just use some of the facilities because they might as well get used because they've been paid for.
Yeah,
and
exactly, yeah.
fully staffed bars and hot tubs and all sorts.
Oh, I can imagine.
I imagine it's a fucking nightmare.
It's a really good listen, that, actually, and it's a lot more chill than what you would expect, actually, what the riders are.
Yeah, a bit of a peek behind the curtain, isn't it?
Yeah, I love stuff like that. It was really good. And then, I don't know if we've spoken about it, but do you remember when we went back to the guest area after Metallica? I think after Metallica played, and we were starving. We said, there's supposed to be a really good pizza van in the guest area. And we turned up, didn't we, and asked for some pizzas. We said, sorry, mate, we're all sold out, didn't they?
Yeah, they said we've just had an order for 200 pizzas.
It's like, who the fuck orders 200 pizzas? Oh, it's Metallica.
Metallica.
So, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I'd love to be a part of that. Imagine being that backstage with everybody. And
well, Kate accidentally stumbled through, didn't she, last year?
Yeah, she did, yeah.
Because we were in RIP and we got into the guest area. And Kate, not concentrating, kind of came out, and it's to the left, isn't it, as you come out of the bar?
Yeah.
And she said she just wandered through. The security guard just kind of smiled and waved. She said, and she just went in. It was just all the press people on the laptops. People just sat around. Really, she said it wasn't like you expect it to be like something off like Almost Famous.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, just scandal and everyone going crazy as well.
So we've got our list here. We've got some interesting ones to discuss this week, which I really like. And I think we'll start off with one which. And I'll explain, because me and Johnny discussed this week, why this one isn't number one. So we're going to give it a special mention instead, Johnny, and that one is...
Yeah, that was the Pilot Festival.
The Pilot Festival announcement. I mean, we're not including it because it's not a band, and we're not going to get a Pilot announcement on Tuesday.
yeah.
Or again, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, God.
But
yeah, that was really unexpected. We were so gutted, weren't we?
Yeah.
We had tickets, obviously for...
Well, we bought them early bird in 2019, because you missed 2019 last minute, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I remember coming out of the car park, not out of the car park, out of the village, and that little, like, ruined bit of whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I said to Kate, it's only 1 year, and we'll be back. And then we didn't know, obviously what was coming, but I remember we booked Bloodstock just so we had something, really. And it was an awesome lineup if I stop messing around with the springs on here. And you sent me a message at work, didn't you?
Yeah.
You were like, mate, it's happening.
I could not believe it. I couldn't type fast enough.
No, I had to stand up and have a pace around. It's like... Because we'd watched TPD. They'd gone to the Liverpool
Sefton Park.
Yeah, and they were with Blossoms and bands, the Lathams and bands like that. Yeah. And we then read in the press that I think Melvin Benn said, and we're looking at a three day thing.
Yeah.
There was no way I thought, download. Obviously,
download. Yeah.
I jumped up. I almost had to like run around. Then we started shitting ourselves because it was a 10,000.
Yeah, the capacity.
So
we need to go. We need to be there.
We were desperate to be there, and you didn't know how people. I mean, we were thinking, well, there might be some people just to the general public that just go, oh shit, we need something. Let's just go to it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is when people were being arrested for going to raves and stuff.
We expected it to be an absolute sellout immediately, didn't we? So we were prepped with laptops and iPads that we keep saying. And
I was on holiday in a caravan with shit 4G signal.
I remember actually. Because we said, ring each other and make sure we don't buy too many. And
we can only buy one each.
Oh, yeah.
So there was a chance that either of us would have had to go on our own.
Yeah.
And that is the picture that we put on the sort of advertise thing, if you will, of me, you and Liam. That was from the pilot. That's why we put that as a big surprise. And then the lineup was awesome. We'll cover this in another episode because the pilots.
But yeah, what an announcement! But bloody hell,
that really took us by surprise.
Yeah, it did. Cool. So like I said, that's a bit of a special mention because it's not necessarily a band announcement, but it's one that sticks
definitely
in our heads
took
because
us
It still makes me feel funny when I think about it now, how excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll go into kind of our top 10 breakdown.
So, yeah, number 10, I've put one that, at the time, this is a band from 2005, and that is Feeder, who headlined the main stage in 2005. This, for me, was a big shock when it happened. When he didn't really have the internet. You got it in Kerrang magazine or something, didn't you? You saw
teletext.
Yeah, we used to do that, didn't you? But actually watch the band gig announcements go through on teletext. Get on the phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, Feeder headlined what was ultimately a bit of a failed test from Download, really. So 2005 saw Feeder headline, also saw the likes of Garbage, Dinosaur Jr., bands like that, in a bit of a let's have a go at an indie day, which if you look at videos, images and whatnot, I mean, Feeder were a great band. They're on my wish list for next year. But to see a rock band, they are a rock band, but largely the big indie day of Download Festival 2005 for me was something I didn't expect, especially after the previous years. You've had Iron Maiden, you've had Audio Slave, you've had Metallica, etc.
Especially, I'm just looking at the poster now, actually. Is that right? 2005, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the Friday Feeder headlining sub by Garbage, Dinosaur Jr., then Megadeth.
How low some of them bands are down as well.
Look, and then under them is Biffy Clyro.
Yeah, that was Biffy Clyro back when I saw them that year, actually, at Leeds.
But then the other days you had Black Sabbath headlining the Saturday and System of a Down on the Sunday.
That's what made it so strange.
Wow, I mean, I love looking back at these. System of a Down, Slipknot, Slayer, Killswitch, Nightwish, Papa Roach.
Amazing.
And Motorhead on the second stage. Insane. But yeah, I don't know, maybe was it a bit of a test? I don't know.
It was a bit of a test, I think. I think if they'd have held on with that test now, where Reading and Leeds has dropped off, they've kind of turned the back on that a lot. I think Download would do a lot better with a day like that. So number 8, we're on number 8. No, we're at number 9. And this is a little bit more recent, but this was a suggestion by Goat That Goes Burr on Reddit. And his suggestion, Johnny, is...
Yeah, it's Linkin Park.
Linkin Park in 2014 specifically. Yeah. And that is when they did Hybrid Theory in full.
Yeah, we spoke about that a few weeks ago. The only time they've ever done it, is that right?
Yeah, the only time they've ever played it is at Donington Park.
Yeah, hell of an announcement. That's really good.
Yeah, that is something totally left field.
Again, gutted didn't go to that.
Yeah.
That would have been a real bucket list announcement. But yeah, 2014 was that, did you say?
2014, yeah.
Who else were we on that year?
2014. Ooh, you're testing my memory now.
I know, yeah. Should have our...
I'm thinking Aerosmith and Avenged Sevenfold.
It is, yeah. 2 points to get that. Yeah, what a day. Again, looking at it, on that Saturday, so talking about headliners and announcements, you've got quite a good day. Dying Fetus, Fozzy, Bury Tomorrow While She Sleeps, Bowling for Soup, then Killswitch. And then now 3 bands that have all headlined Download. Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah.
Then into Fall Out Boy, then into Linkin Park.
Yeah, amazing.
So it's really showing the bands going up the ladder there, isn't it?
Yeah, some great bands on that lineup.
What a day. Yeah, Hybrid Theory in full. Did they record that?
I think it's on YouTube.
Is it?
I think the full concert's on YouTube, just the same footage that Sky Arts used, but I think there's a lot more of it on there.
Right.
I've seen a lot of it, so...
Yeah, I'm surprised there's not even just an audio...
Oh, yeah, live album version
like
of it.
Metallica used to release those after every gig.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's very good. So that was number 9, Linkin Park, 2014.
Yeah, so the next one, Johnny, is from Temporarily Lost at Sea.
And that's Status Quo playing in the
same year.
2014.
This is an excellent one. in terms of being left field. And we talked a bit about the decline of rock at Download last time, didn't we? And I think there's so much room for an announcement like that.
Yeah, I do as well.
You
When
still-
we, do you remember in RIP we bumped into the TPD guys and we all had our battle jackets on and I remember Rob Kellis came over and went, bloody hell, you look like you're going to a Status Quo concert.
Yeah, I've not seen that much denim since a Status Quo gig.
Yeah, double denim brigade, basically. But yeah, I think there's definitely room for them. I mean, they had Twisted Sister sub in, and the Wild Hearts, Monster Magnet, Orange Goblin. Oh, yeah, really strong.
It's a rich
stage.
palette, rock music.
It is, and they would have clashed probably with Fall Out Boy, maybe.
I think they're the Clash with Linkin Park. I don't think they really did.
Oh, did they not do the...
I think Maiden was Clashless 2013.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I think that was a direct clash.
Yeah.
Or at least a big overlap. I want it to go back that way now. Especially if they're trying new headliners. Give people alternatives.
Yeah.
Keep people traipsing from one side to the other in the mud.
So again, that peek behind the curtain, I listened to the other week from Two Promoters One Poddy Cam, and then it also explains why some of the headliners request that they don't have a clash. That they don't have a clash. So they have to kind of abide by that if they want them. Other ones they have to be finished by 10 o'clock because they've got a transport curfew because they have to jump between the second stage and everywhere else to get the vans out. They have to shut that barrier, don't they?
Yeah, that's a
And
right
they get the
pain,
yeah, it's a bit of a pain.
Right throughout the day, they block you off.
Kind
and
of stopping.
But
huge bottleneck around there actually.
It's not great that. I was going to say then as well, Andy Coppin said that a lot of second stage headliners don't want to clash either because they're thinking, if I'm going against Maiden, Metallica, AC/DC, I'm going to be playing them next to no one.
The other one is he said a lot of bands request that they play in the dark.
Yeah,
which does make sense as well.
But that's
big shows, but
not good for Download because there's literally one band a day that gets to play in the dark.
Yeah, exactly.
If they don't clash.
Yeah. So yeah, that's number 8. Status Quo playing in 2014. I'd like to see them actually.
There's only one of them now, isn't there?
So who's left?
Francis. Oh wait, who's left on the list? I thought you meant who's left in
Status Quo.
Yeah, it's Francis Rossi.
Brill. So moving on, number 7, Mike.
Number 7 is one of my all-time favourite bands suggested by Blitz Helios. I hope I'm pronouncing your username correctly. And that was in 2010 when the mighty AC/DC took to the Morris Jones stage, as it was called that year.
Oh, right.
In memory of a fallen rock fan. But I think, as Blitz Helios has said, big shock for me was when they got AC/DC at a headline. Never thought it would happen due to them being so picky with pyro and theatrics. As we've said before, they brought their own stage. Mm-hmm. They didn't appear on merchandise, so it was a bit of a controversial headliner, but one of the loudest bands Rosie said she's ever seen at Download Festival on their own stage. I mean, they're as big as you can get in terms of rock and heavy metal. Yeah. I think AC/DC and Metallica. AC/DC arguably edge it just because they don't play as often.
Yeah.
So Metallica, you're going to see him again in a year or two. AC/DC turn up once in a blue moon.
Yeah. Is that the one and only time they've played?
Only time they played Download Festival,
yeah.
I would love to see him back, but
it
just seems
one last time.
Unless there's a big shock next week, I can't see it.
Yeah.
It would be nice though.
Yeah, that's also a good. Them Crooked Vultures supporting Killswitch. 36 Crazy Fists. I forgot about them. They were fantastic.
That was apparently one of the reasons I might have said before that the Foo Fighters aren't.
Yeah, didn't get a great reception by the sounds of things.
No. A lot of people shouting for Foo Fighters songs as well.
Were they?
And it pissed him off.
Yeah.
Which is mad when you've got a Led Zeppelin.
Oh, God. It's an absolute super group, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they got some insane songs as well.
Yeah, it was a cracking album, that first album. And then apparently they recorded songs for a second album that just never materialised. Probably Josh Homme having one of his stints in the Betty Ford Clinic.
Yeah. Yep. AC/DC, what number was that?
That was number 7.
Number 7.
So down to number 6.
Number 6 is Smashing Pumpkins.
This was a suggestion from Saw you username out, man. Bitside BSK. I don't know how you pronounce that at all. And this is one of the most surprising ones for me because when you saw them, didn't you, headlining Reading and Leeds?
Leeds, yeah, 2007.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think given the fact that they've played so high at Glastonbury, and also, so yeah, this is one by Bitside BSK. Get what you mean about Smashing Pumpkins. As overall, they've sold more album singles in the UK than Tool. They've headlined Reading and Leeds and sub-headlined Glastonbury. Slots that Tool would never get here. But he said since their 2007 reunion, which is when you saw them, they haven't then gone on to headline again.
Yeah.
But back then, in 2019, they just got James Iha back on guitar. So they were only Darcy and Rex short of the classic lineup.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And yeah, it came out on a leak. It was leaked, the lineup poster. Their tour poster, and it had download on it, and people were like, fucking getting Smashing Pumpkins anywhere but headline. This is obviously not everyone, but yeah, it was a surprise.
That's a big sub, that, isn't it?
It is.
Very, very big sub.
Especially as they'd never played Donington before, never mind download.
I think if they put them in a headliner slot, they might get a bit of stick, but I think people would accept it.
They were going to be, they were asked to to headline second, and Slayer were going to sub.
Ah, right. But Slayer were doing their last show.
And I think they said, they didn't want to clash with Tool, could they sub? And everyone was happy, so
yeah, quite a good, shocking announcement.
Yeah, it was. That's what I'm hoping.
I'm trying to think whether they were announced in the first wave of bands. Don't think they were they?
No, it was later on.
I'm gutted I couldn't go that year. A bit of
one of my Uncle Neil's favourite bands. Got a bit of a mixed
reception. I love them.
But yeah, I thought they sounded great as well. They didn't play Tonight, and they didn't play 1975.
Oh, really?
Which was shit, but other than that, quite enjoyed them. And then went and got in line for Slayers, and then here's me, inverted commas, last ever UK show, because I'm quite expecting them on the announcement next week.
Next week. Yeah.
So,
brilliant.
Down to, we're going into some very controversial acts for download now. Acts that got a lot of stick, both before and during the festival. And this one is from Dildoid 90.
So I didn't even know this was a thing, but Lethal Bizzle playing.
Yeah.
I don't know what year it
2008.
was. 2008.
And yeah, I'll just read out what Dildoid said. And he said, Lethal Bizzle in 2008. And also that year, as Full M3 Taluk says, Muller were giving out free rice and yogurts as a promotion.
Right.
And people collected them and went and threw them at Lethal Bizzle.
Oh, no.
And he threatened to get his entourage on the crowd. And it nearly all kicked off.
Shit.
But apparently he won the crowd over big time.
Yeah.
And people have been asking for him back. So he won everyone over from what I've heard.
Good on him. I mean, proper party.
What day was he on?
I can't find him in the poster, to be honest. Unless someone's having us on.
He was definitely there. I might have the year wrong.
Oh, he's there.
Just
after Municipal Waste. On the second
stage. So between Municipal Waste
and Kids in Glass Houses.
So, and on a day with... So again, a little bit more of an indie day.
The band that shall not be named headlining.
That we'll mention that those two headliners. I mean, we expected Kiss to headline. There's a lot. That's the Foo Fighters were meant to headline, and another one that I can't remember. But the Offspring and that Welsh band, they've got to be up there with Shocks. But I don't want to linger on them. So. So down to number 4, another controversial band both on and off stage, and in 2019. This isn't a suggestion by anyone, actually, I don't think, but one that is up there for me was Die Antwoord, subbing in 2019. The guy who does mine and Johnny's tattoos was at least a massive Die Antwoord fan, and these came on. well, they came onto the lineup, and I sent you the YouTube clip
Yeah,
of
yeah.
that Baby's on Fire.
Oh, yeah.
And you went, what the fuck is this?
But fucking hell, so catchy.
It is.
Absolutely
Oh,
brilliant.
That's it now. I've got that in my head all
Yeah,
night.
yeah, I know.
Apparently, he's a bit of a well. They've since been kind of scrubbed off the face of the earth. With, a lot came out about him being coercive and controlling to support acts and to Yolandi Fisser, the girl who sings. And then I remember Architects threatened to pull from a lineup unless they were binned, and they were.
Yeah, okay.
That was one in London. Might have even been All Points East.
Yeah. Okay.
But I went and watched a bit of it. The crowd was bouncing. It was
I was watching.
very strange.
What I really like about doing this pod, I rewatch all the Sky Arts and the
Right.
YouTube stuff. So there's a Sky Arts one, I think it was for that year. But they said that they would only get interviewed by Kylie Olsen if she wore her pajamas. And it was so random. And she did. Fair play to her.
Yeah.
And it was just dead random. It's like, why have you asked me to wear my pajamas? And they were like, well, why not?
It's control, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like I can make people do what I want them to do. So,
and they didn't look like they wanted to be there in the interview, to be honest. But put on a hell of a show.
Yeah, it was a controversial one. It was definitely, I think, at the time, one that paid off.
I think they even said we don't know why we're here in the interview on Sky Arts. So. But yeah, I imagine they were pretty good.
So we're down to number 3. We're getting. I feel like doing the top of the pops.
Yeah.
Play a whole lot of Love riff.
Yeah, number 3. So this is Chasing Status playing in 2012. Let's get that line up. Let's have a look.
that was.
I really like Chasing Status. I think it's a real shout.
They're huge now.
They are. Similar to, I guess, like how well Pendulum go down.
Yeah.
When they're there, a bit of drum and bass type.
Well, one I didn't really mention as well is probably the headliner of this year. Of 2012, which was The Prodigy.
Ah, yeah.
So it was a double header with them,
Okay.
and that makes a lot of sense. But it was definitely met with mixed. Well, especially with how high up they are.
Yeah, well, they subbed the Prodigy, and it's just I just love seeing different. So before Chasing Status was Machine Head,
Yeah,
on the main stage. Slash was playing the second stage.
so yeah, a strange one, Chasing Status. I don't think we'd ever get them back,
No, I don't think so.
but by all accounts, he smashed it out of the park.
Yeah,
so
I bet.
that's one of the great lineups. I think 2012. I think it's
I
really.
think
up
someone said on the Reddit page about about how it gets the crowd going before the headliner. It's just a huge rave, isn't it?
there. Well, we said it last week. If you need someone around third subbing at the latest that absolutely rouse the crowd up. We'll do one about shittest sets we've ever seen. I think the spoiler alert, it was fucking 30 Seconds to Mars in 2013.
I was watching them today, actually. I'll send you the video later.
I'm absolutely terrified that we're getting them next week.
Me too. I'll send you the video. Have a watch. It's awful.
This is going to come across as though we're hating on 30 Seconds to Mars, but I'd been to see 30 Seconds to
You're a
Mars.
big fan.
Yeah, I was really into him. And then he came on, barely sang a fucking word.
Yeah.
Just pointed the mic at the crowd, preached on for some of the gaps between songs went up to 10 minutes.
They were the worst bit for me, and I get people play click tracks now and backing tracks, and it's cool. It adds to the sound, but they had crowd noise coming through the PA,
the crowd chanting
cheering and singing along, and it's a bit too much. That I think.
And he was just fucking
But
weird.
this video of them, I think might have been this week, playing to this crowd, and people are laughing because it's just totally dead. No one's singing along.
Well, he's running all them.
It's a shame, isn't it?
Bloody, he's like got a cult following now, and they'll go on holiday to an island and that.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, I've read this in the news. So,
Okay, yeah.
but there's pictures of him and all his followers in like white gowns and shit. It's
Right,
fucking
crazy.
strange man.
Some good songs, though. I really do
Yeah,
like them.
and he was a fantastic singer when he can bother his ass to actually do it.
Yeah. Have you seen the video of Chad Smith, the drummer from Chili Peppers, playing 30 Seconds to Mars.
No.
So there's a channel called Drumeo.
Oh, I've watched that where they haven't heard it.
And they
before.
haven't heard the song
Yeah.
before, and they don't play the drums, so they just play everything else, and they have to play to it.
Yeah.
Oh man, he fucking kills it.
They
It's
do.
so good. I think it's one of the most watched ones. If you haven't watched it, I'd give it.
What song is it?
The Kill.
The Kill.
Yeah.
That's good. They had some great songs. The Kill,
He
Attack.
literally listens to it once, no notation, nothing,
Yeah.
and just fucking rocks out. That's just him all over.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them. That Sugar Hill Moffat, is it? That was Michael Jackson's drummer.
Oh yeah.
There's loads of them, and like,
Sugarfoot. Is it?
no, that's the band from around here.
Isn't it?
Or is it Sugarfoot? Maybe it is. Maybe they
It is.
named themselves.
God,
after him.
if that's so bad, I don't know that.
But yeah, and there's like they have like Slipknot drummers doing like the Killers and stuff.
Oh,
like
that's
that.
brilliant.
It's a really
Yeah,
good
yeah.
channel. That
That's going to annoy me. That I'm sure it's Jonathan Moffat. Sugarfoot. it is.
Sugarfoot.
Oh, yeah.
What did I say?
It's getting late. All this medication we're on, mate.
Yeah. So we are down to the top two. We've got not a band announcement, but one that got us on the day leaving in 2022. Got us very excited, didn't it?
Yeah.
And that was the announcement, Johnny.
That was the 4-day 20th anniversary festival.
That was very exciting.
It was.
It turned out to be honest, I'd rather they didn't do that again because it turned into more of a pain in the ass than I thought it was going to be worth. But now we're in our 30s,
We were fucked.
we were
Just getting the poster up again.
getting the
but
poster up. That
It's because we usually go down on the
Thursday
Thursday night, don't we?
Thursday morning.
Oh, Thursday morning.
We go
sorry.
first thing, don't we?
What did we do that year?
We
Did
went
go
down
on the
Wednesday
night? Yeah, I think we
after
did.
work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we did.
And then we said we'll get there. We'll pitch our tent. We'll have one beer, maybe
Yeah.
hit the
chill
hay.
out.
And of course, we did what me and Johnny always do. We went absolutely fucking bananas, didn't we?
How can you not? So excited.
Yeah, that was the first time we got a proper tent doghouse in District X, wasn't it? Because the year before had been the open air
Yeah,
one.
that's right. Yeah.
And they were just playing
Yeah.
back to back.
That
Absolutely
Thursday was
great songs.
they played those songs from every year from 19.
Yeah, it was like a video, and they played like 90
brilliant.
seconds, and then
Yeah.
it like did like a a fast forward on a new
Yeah, yeah.
eras. It was absolutely brilliant, and they had a live guitarist and everything. That was some.
But yeah,
Sunset.
4-day fest. And you think, well, 4 days, it must mean lesser popular bands, maybe less money. I think, they must have spent a fortune that.
Yeah, I
mean,
wouldn't be
that-
surprised if it's still recouping.
Yeah, exactly.
The amount of, I said, a few people were saying it was a weak lineup, and then I counted the amount of bands that are actually arena bands that year.
Yeah.
You got bands like Alter Bridge, obviously, they did come up around quite a lot.
Hmm.
But then you got, that's Parkway, isn't it?
Parkway subbing Slipknot on the Sunday.
Yeah,
you
you
got
got-
Ghost headlining second.
I mean, they're on the back of an arena tour, so are Evanescence, so were,
Electric Callboy. Yeah, it's huge, isn't it? I mean, that Thursday alone was perfect for us, wasn't it? Mammoth, WVH. He was fucking brilliant.
Yeah, he was good.
Ginger, Hailstorm, Alter Bridge into Metallica.
yeah, that's the year we were talking about last week when Jesna came with us, and we were, that was the hottest, longest download ever.
It was. I got sunstroke. That's how bad it was. I mean,
Yeah.
I get sunstroke in any bloody heat.
I
but
nearly
that
lost
was
an eye.
Yeah, you did.
So yeah, good times.
Yeah, what an announcement. So you have to remind me, when did we find out that was happening? That it was going to be a 4-dayer?
I think it was either the Sunday night. I can't remember if it
Whilst
was,
we were there?
yeah, or it was Monday morning. It was
Right,
definitely
okay.
before we'd got tickets.
Yeah.
Because we bought our tickets on the way home, as we always do. But yeah, that was. And we're already. Whenever we see announcements or we get our tickets, me, Johnny, and my dad are always working out. Right, so we'll finish work at 6 o'clock, and then we'll do this, that, and the other. We don't actually, it's a full year away, and we're
You've
still
got
like,
a whole year to prep.
Are you
Right,
going to
who's
have that van
driving
again?
Right,
Yeah.
You can have that car. What car are we taking? Do we need to put the reg in? It's all part of the fun, all part of the build-up.
It is.
Yeah, so that was number 2, the 20th anniversary in 2023. So download 20 in 2023.
It's confusing.
Yeah,
it
it
really
is.
is.
Right, mate. Now let you take number one.
We
'cause
are
we're
down
there.
to number one. And this one, for me, Johnny, literally almost like the pilot, made me jump up out of my seat, run to get my phone out of my phone locker at work, get messaging you. I honestly had to look up and down the poster about 5 times before it actually registered, because I was looking at all the other announcements before I saw this, Johnny, and that is
Busted.
busted.
I think people will probably appreciate that, and they will know it was quite a surprise, wasn't it?
It was surprising enough. I mean, I'm 100% think Busted belonged at Download.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was surprising enough seeing them on that poster.
Yeah, it really was.
But seeing them in the fucking tent, I was like, it was like it had been a misprint. We all, like, our group chat absolutely lit up with it. And
it did.
Yeah, that for me.
And they were I think they were part of one of the final announcements as well, weren't they?
It was well later on. It was, well, it must have been because there was already stage splits.
Yeah.
It must have been when they split stages in like March time.
I think it was the last one. And the good thing was when Download did like the teaser trailer for the announcement, it popped up in as bands, not as like here's the big poster.
Oh, I liked that one. Yeah,
and it was brilliant. So you saw them one at a time, and then when you saw them,
well, it gets your heart rate going.
You know, like when you, because we can't have our phones at work and stuff, can we? It's like you just want to message everyone and talk to everyone and go, fuck it, you know. And you sat there, you like can't sit still, because you.
No, but then you get some people going, oh, fuck's sake.
Oh, yeah, fuck's sake. And I get it.
There's 4 stages. Go and watch something else.
Yeah, go and see something.
I mean, they should never have been on that fourth stage.
Well, that's the tip. It's more than one shocking announcement. It's one that they're playing, like you say, and 2 that they're in a fucking tent on the 3rd stage.
I mean, they sell out arenas for fun. I've got tickets for the McFly Busted thing. And to stick a band like that, when there's going to be, I mean, even if people didn't love them, because a lot of people did, gateway band, like we've said in the past.
Yeah.
There's going to be a hell of a lot of curiosity in.
Oh, absolutely.
I've got to just go and see a bit of it. And that was, that's number one for me.
Because a lot of people were shouting for them. Who was supposed to be subbing and they pulled out?
No, it was second stage headliner, Bad Omens.
Yeah, and they pulled out. They should have shoved Busted on there, really.
Yeah, it would have made more sense. I said that they should have put Funeral for a Friend in third.
I remember this, yeah.
And I said, I don't. Funeral for a Friend shouldn't be subbing, headlining second. Stick them back in the tent like they were last time and get Busted out. And then Funeral for a Friend replied to me, and then I absolutely got my ass handed to me in a high hat.
Yeah, it was brilliant,
and rightly so. They from many people on the forums, and I think Simon Bond said as well on the Dear Download podcast, one of the sets of the weekend was them as well.
Yeah,
was Funeral for a Friend. So. Yeah, what do we know, eh?
Yeah. So,
that's our top 10. We'll do a few more top 10s as we go along.
Yeah, but it's good, that.
Let's
good fun.
Let's say next week we're going to get some stuff that's like run-of-the-mill Download bands that you get every now and again. Fingers crossed we get some that we go, holy shit, did not see that coming.
Yeah.
So, fingers crossed, guys.
This is the Lowdown Podcast.
Okay, so after that top 10, we'll move into one of our favourite parts of very quickly going to become our favourite part of the podcast.
Yeah.
Which is our Unholy Confessions. So again, reached out to the Download community across Reddit and the forums.
It's not really just confessions, it's funny stories.
Yeah, exactly.
Bit of light-hearted humour.
Yeah. So this one was on the back of a post, but what's the most random thing you've seen at Download? So this is from VastWing7375. They've said, maybe not the strangest story, but this came to mind. Around 2013, there was a guy camped near us who was wearing a Cookie Monster costume all weekend. I don't think the guy slept. He was always there, always drinking and always shouting at people walking past his tent in a friendly way, they said. The last we saw of him, he was being put in the back of an ambulance Sunday afternoon. We weren't surprised with the amount of stuff he must have consumed. There's in a second bit. But yeah, that's really good. And I think we spoke about this. We don't know whether it was a Cookie Monster guy or it was the Honey Monster.
There was the Honey Monster guy as well. I don't know if there was probably both.
Yeah,
but I remember the Honey Monster.
Yeah,
he was on someone's shoulders pretty much all weekend.
Yeah.
So I feel sorry for whoever had to hold him
Yeah,
up. But I
seriously.
remember he had like the red zip up and
the
big head.
big yellow head thing.
And I've seen Zippy there as well. But then I remember the Honey Monster having a big like moment with a guy dressed as Hulk Hogan as well. As they were kind of doing like air hugs from different shoulders. That was a
Maybe that's a new top 10 we need to put down. Top 10 best fancy dress we've seen at Download.
fancy dress, yeah.
There's some belty ones there, but that's really funny. They continue to say similar story a few years before, possibly 2009. A guy who was camped across the track to us was shouting, "No sleep till Monday all weekend, at least 10 to 15 minutes every hour under the sun, and most under the moon too."
I'm going to put that Dave Chappelle bit where he's Rick James. He's in that.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a truck. So the last one we'll do this week is from Frosty Skunk. And he said, "Did anyone see the guy waving an actual electric toaster at the front for Rob Zombie?" Or he's put Rib Zombie in 2019. It's one of my mates who he had a bet he couldn't sneak a toaster in past security. Well, he did. And Rob Zombie even touched it during his set. He's still got his handprint on it today.
I mean, is it on the list of things you can't take in though?
And that's it. Got to be more specific.
Yeah, sorry, mate. No, it says on the list.
No toast for you.
No toasters.
I went to, I might have said this before, went to Geronimo Festival, the kids festival.
Oh, yeah.
And this was the front on this one guy. There was 2 picnic benches out at front of the burger van. And he took in a gas cooker, which was not allowed.
Yeah.
Not allowed at Download either. And he took it and set it up on the picnic bench that they put outside the burger van and fried his own burgers and ate them. He had pots of salad and everything.
What?
And then just set it all up like the absolute balls on some
Bloody
people.
hell.
Yeah, so that was a...
Yeah, no toasters allowed, I don't think.
So we'll wrap up a little bit with a bit of music news and festival news. So we'll see what is going on, because the music news we've got this week, well, we had to change it last
We
minute
had quite
because
a few things, didn't we?
there's been a lot this last week that directly affects what we think for Download. And I think we'll go for number 1, which is, you wouldn't have thought this, is the Kendall Calling lineup.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
So,
hell.
A lot of shouts for the Prodigy. There was a lot of debate about, are they still a headliner, are they a sub-headliner, are they a second stage headliner? And they are headlining Kendall Calling, which is a hell of a
What
booking
a
for Kendall.
booking.
It's one of the best Kendall Calling lineups I've ever seen. It's got something for everyone, really. You've got the Prodigy, you've got Fatboy Slim, Cortinas, you've got Kaiser Chiefs doing Employment in Full. You've also got Skindred.
Oh, yeah.
Skindred are there, and also Elvana.
Brilliant.
So we might actually be able to scrub Elvana off the list.
Let's see, rub them off.
Rub them off. They're rubbing someone off.
Yeah, to get on the festival every year. But yeah, what a lineup that is. Just looking at it now, I mean, I would have a great time. And the biggest thing is, I know nearly every one of those bands.
Yeah.
Across, I mean, there must be, 50, 60 there. Every one of them, absolutely amazing. Cortinas, Fatboy Slim, Prodigy, Kaiser Chiefs, the Wombats, Frank Turner.
Yeah, another Download.
Yeah, he played. Did he play the Pilot?
Did the Pilot. He's
Yeah.
played Download Festival quite a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Again, some of the lower down ones you'll get. We're going to get Elvana. Let's just get used to the idea. But a bit disappointing with the Prodigy not being at Download.
Yeah,
I think they were on a lot of people. I actually got a bit of a leak on this one, but that they were going to be there and all were headliners. But
Right.
a few people like, no way if Kendall Calling got the Prodigy, and lo and behold, they had.
brilliant.
So a great lineup there.
I imagine that will sell out very quickly.
It nearly sold out on. It nearly sells out on early birds.
Ah, right. Okay.
So yeah, we've got a few other bands that are out as well, unfortunately. And one of these, Johnny, was a band that I was bigging up last week because I was convinced these would be at Download next year.
Yeah, is it Idols?
Idols.
Yeah.
And they are 100% out. If we have a look at their poster, they are playing Brixton. Is that right? They are doing.
Let's have a look.
Oh no, Bristol. Queen Square, Bristol. So that's an outdoor gig with the best local booze, best local food, guest DJs, very special live guests, and the only UK dates of 2025 for Idols.
Yeah, what a shame. They were getting a lot of traction on the forums, I think.
Yeah, I thought they were going to take quite a prominent position, maybe even as high as sub, but
yeah.
not happening.
So that's a shame.
So that's one.
Another one out.
We've got.
Were they on your
I think
shootout?
there is, yeah.
Get in. Thanks, Idols. Thank you.
Another one. We've got a double header at Crystal Palace Park on the 29th of June.
Yeah, Deftones and Weezer. Hell of a gig, that.
It is. Deftones, one of Rosie's favourite bands, so she'll be disappointed with that. And Weezer are a band that I've wanted at Download for as long as I can remember, and they have never played.
Yeah, it's a shame that. 29th of June.
And also High Vis, but they're lower down, so obviously still possibility for them if those are
they've not said it's their only UK date, but I mean, if they're trying to sell that as their own gig, then
it's going to make no sense to either party, is it?
No. I like the Deftones, but I'd really like to see Weezer. That would be amazing. I thought if the Green Day rumour was true, I thought they would be a perfect sub.
I did.
For them, actually.
I had, in my own little mental prediction, I was thinking Green Day, Weezer, and maybe Sex Pistols and Frank Carter.
Yeah.
So that's that.
So that's another one. Who else have we got, Mike?
We've got Slipknot. Slipknot are now pretty much out. I'm going to say thank God on this one because we've seen them enough at Download for a little while.
Yeah.
We need a little bit of a break. If they did do Download, it would have to be Sunday, and it would mean 3 shows in 3 different countries.
Okay.
They're out pretty much. It'll be.
See, I didn't read it that way for some reason, but maybe I've been looking on the Facebook groups too much. There's a gap for Slipknot.
Yeah, I mean there is a gap. It's not logistically impossible, but I mean they're not young anymore, and they put so much into a show.
Yeah.
They've all got bloody knee braces, and they look knackered.
I mean, they go for it, don't they?
Yeah,
I think we said previously.
And then we
like them, don't we?
We do.
Too close to the
2023. Let us get excited for him again because, it's just too much. I mean, people give Iron Maiden shit, but you get Slipknot much more often.
Yeah.
And
last one
is Judas Priest. So this one, we saw this opposite ways, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
So you thought this rules them out.
Yeah, I did, because they're playing quite a few shows in June and July with probably 2 or 3 day gaps in between each.
Yeah.
Some of them are consecutive days, but looks like they're playing in the same country.
They've only got one, which is consecutive days, and they're playing in Luxembourg and then Germany.
Yeah.
So they would have to play on the Friday, and they would have to then travel to Norway. So again, it's not impossible.
It's not possible.
And they're definitely active and in the area roughly. So
I would love that.
It would be 10 years since they've played, which is too long for a band that haven't got 10 years left in them now, sadly.
It's one of our first gigs we went to see together, actually, Judas Priest, isn't it?
The first gig we went to together.
Was it?
Yeah,
Priest Feast. What year was that?
2009. That was Judas Priest, Megadeth, and Testament.
Yeah, what a lineup. At the Apollo.
At the Apollo, yeah, which was, I mean, that started in arenas and got downgraded, didn't it?
Yeah,
But that was a great show.
Apart from when he got stuck on the motorbike.
Oh, he did. He got stuck. Oh, yeah. He came out for Hellbent for Leather, didn't he? With all his leather tassels on, and he got the leather tassels stuck in the motorbike chain. And he spent the whole gig trying to bring his leg off it, and then the roadies had to come out and they were hacking away at these tassels. Proper Spinal Tap moment.
I would love that more so because I think your dad and Drew and them would really appreciate them. We saw them when we went to Bloodstock
21, yeah. Saw him with my dad as well on the Epitaph tour. That was really good. They're still great live.
Oh God, amazing.
And time's running out for these to see these. So
yeah, there is.
It'd be a shame if they are in Europe and Download haven't got them for me.
Yeah.
So
Do you remember were you at the bar and that woman was screaming at you?
Oh yeah.
That sounds
just-
bad, doesn't it? But
Yeah, it does for the hell. Get back on the prowl.
Remember
Like.
that? Yeah, the prowler. Screaming at the prowler.
Yeah, when we were drinking Tetleys, weren't we?
Oh yeah, why are we doing that?
Warm Tetleys as well,
Yeah.
because they told us they hadn't bothered to put the fridge on.
Yeah.
And I grabbed two of them, and she turned around and just screamed, "Between the hammer and the anvil!"
Oh, I forgot how good that song is.
Yeah, nearly dropped me bloody warm cans.
Yeah,
So,
that
yeah.
would be very good. We'd love a bit of Judas Priest there.
So the next time we talk to you guys, we'll know if any of these guys are actually ruled out. We'll know if any of these surprise announcements have come to pass.
Yeah, I guess that with next week as well, we're planning on doing a bit of a reaction on the Tuesday evening, so we won't be releasing it till the
Wednesday.
till the Wednesday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah, well, what we're wanting to do is do a bit of a genuine reaction, as in
If we can
This is-
dodge the announcement.
if we can dodge any sort of leaks,
I know, it's going to be difficult,
And-
isn't it?
and then we'll do a subsequent one where we actually delve a bit deeper, and then we'll do a bit more of our
You'll
homework
really
and
get
whatnot.
into mine and Mike's brains next week and our mindset, because when we get distracted by that lineup next week, God knows what's going to come out of our mouth.
Oh, the podcast will be all over the fucking place.
I know. We'll have to. I think maybe I'll look at it and then announce them one by one to you.
To me,
Well, yeah,
no,
no,
I'll run around the garden in excitement. Thanks again for tuning in, everyone. And if you're just joining us now, this is episode 6, so we've got another 5 episodes if you want to catch up with them before next week.
yeah, lots of new people listening every week. Back to the episode 1 and.
Yeah, it's really,
It's-
really,
it's-
we're really grateful
great.
for it. It's given us a chance to just get together and have a good laugh together, which is essentially what this was about from the beginning. But yeah, if you can, like, subscribe, do all that shit, just keeps us going, keeps
Yeah,
us
it does.
with a bit of a hobby. So if you've got any feedback, anything you'd like to see us do in the podcast, anything you'd like us to cover, just give us a shout out on Reddit, on the forums, Facebook, Instagram, all those places.
Yeah, there's been quite a good bit of engagement on the forums recently with people asking for different top 10s they'd want to see
Yeah.
and topics, and we'll definitely go through them because we want this to be.
I mean, our opinion doesn't matter for shite, does
no,
it?
not at all.
But,
no.
but we're two genuine download attendees, and if
Yeah,
you
exactly.
if you're interested in what we have to say, and we're interested definitely in what you guys have got to say, so feed
Keep
it
getting
back to us.
distracted every time you talk about it because over your shoulder there's like a huge firework display going on.
Oh, is there?
Over in Barrow
Oh,
somewhere.
it's bonfire, isn't it? I hope it's a
Bonfire night.
bonfire night.
Yeah, loads of big fireworks. So that's like a nice ending to the episode.
It is.
We'll go and watch the
Ending
fireworks.
fireworks like Download Festival.
It is, yeah.
Right, thanks
Brilliant,
again.
nice
See
one.
you next week.